Hey everybody, my name is Ronnie Malley. Today we're going to talk about music and instruments from the Middle East and North Africa. First of all, marhaba. Marhaba means hello in Arabic. And many of the countries in the Middle East and North Africa speak Arabic. One of the instruments that comes from this region is the instrument I'm holding right here. This instrument is called al-oud. And al-oud came all the way from Iraq and went all the way west, even into parts of Spain. Al-oud is an instrument that was actually created maybe over 2,000 years ago. But the shape that we see today came to be about 1,000 years ago. Al-oud is kind of like the ancestor of the guitar, and it has many strings like the guitar, and they call it al-oud because it's made out of wood. And the word oud in Arabic means wood. So it's kind of like the word wood without a W. And originally the strings would be made out of gut or silk. Today we use nylon for the strings. So you can play things like chords on a guitar, and you can play melodies with what we call scales. The scales that we use in Middle Eastern and North African music are called maqam. Maqam are kind of like what you've heard before. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. But we also have other scales that have notes in them that exist between the notes you might see on a piano, between the white and black keys. We call those quarter tones, and they sound like this. We have a lot of different kinds of music, just like you do in American music and other styles around the world. We have classical music, we have popular music, there's even rap, hip-hop, rock and roll, and all other sorts of music. So sometimes if I said classical music, many people might think of a song like this. That is Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, and that is Western classical music. But if you want to hear a classical piece from the Middle Eastern world, I'm going to play a piece for you that's called a longa. And this piece is composed by an Egyptian composer whose name is Riyad al-Simbati. It goes like this. Next, I'm going to introduce to you some drums. And a fancy term that we use for musical instruments that are drums is percussion. So I have three really important percussion instruments from the Middle East and North Africa. The first one is this one. In English, we would call this a frame drum because it has a frame and it has a skin. A frame drum in Arabic is called duf. Duf. And this frame drum is made out of wood with an animal skin on top of it. Sometimes the skin is made from a goat, sometimes it's made from fish, sometimes it's made from a camel, but the sound is what's important. We have a low tone on this instrument. We have a high tone on this instrument. And sometimes in the middle. And we have another tone that you use your other finger or other hand to play. low tone is part of the Arabic percussion alphabet. And the low tone is called dum. Dum, 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 dum. The high tone is called tek. Tek, 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 tek. And sometimes we play the tek on the inside. Tek, 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 tek. And with our other hand, we'll play the S. S, 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 S. Sometimes S can also be silent. So if we put those letters together, dum, S, and tek, we can create a lot of different rhythms. One rhythm goes like this: dum, S, dum, tek, dum, S, dum, tek, dum, S, dum, tek. Those letters can also be transferred over to other instruments. The other instrument I want to show you is one of my favorites, and this is an Egyptian tambourine, and it's called a riq, R-I-Q, riq. And like the frame drum, it has wood, but it also has a skin. This one has a fish skin on it, and you have the jingles, which make it like a tambourine. But you can get the same sounds. You have the low tone, boom, tek, or, and because we have jingles, you can get a tek down here too. And your S can be with your other hand, or it can be silent. So that same rhythm we just played, dum, S, dum, tek, dum, S, dum, tek, dum, S, dum, tek, dum, S, dum, tek, dum, S, tek, dum, tek, dum, You can see it's kind of like having a drum set in your hand. The next instrument I want to show you is the darbuka. And the darbuka is one of my favorite instruments as well. And some people call this instrument a tabla because in Arabic, tabl means to drum. So tabla is just a drum. But the real name we use in music for this instrument is darbuka. And just like the other drum instruments, you have a low tone, dum. You have the high tone, tek, or tek. And you have S, which could be silent or with your left hand, or the alternate hand, depending on what hand you are. So you have dum, S, dum, tek, dum, S, dum, tek, dum, S, dum, tek, dum, S, dum, tek. And you can create many variations of this. Dum, dum, tek, dum, dum, tek, dum, S, dum, tek, dum, tek, dum, S, dum, tek, dum, S, dum, tek, dum, S, dum, tek, dum, S, dum, tek, dum. So those are the instruments from the Middle East. There are a lot of other instruments, but today I wanted to start off with these because they are some of the most popular instruments. The ones you just saw are percussion instruments. So one more time, darbuka, duf, riq, العود. Stay tuned for the next video where we're going to talk a lot more about Middle Eastern and North African percussion and how we can place them in a song and sing that song. Till then, see you soon.